we are hanging out with Bryan Kramer. He is the CEO and president of PureMatter.com. And I actually do want to know a little bit more about this. I know that you're an author, you're a vlogger, and one of the pioneers, really. You've been doing it consistently for many years. But Bryan is on PureMatter.com. And Bryan, we are hanging out with our friends from all over the world right now.
Wow.
On Google+.
Hello.
Hello.
It's Maria, by the way. If you're just joining us on air, it's Maria from MommyLovesTech. Make sure you plus and comment, please. I love to hear from you guys. And we are live here in Las Vegas at the Rio Hotel, checking out the New Media Expo, as well as CES, which is kind of piggybacked together, which is really convenient for all of us techies, because we get to techie/vlogger, right? We get to dip our toes in both worlds.
Right.
So we're here in Las Vegas, and we're hanging out with these fine folks, our friends from all over the world. I want to introduce you really quick, Bryan. We've got Diano here from Reno. He's hanging out with us today. We've got Justin, who is in Brighton. He's in England.
Hello, Justin.
All right.
Kempton is in Calgary, Canada.
Hi there.
Hi, Brian.
We've got Kim, who's in Kansas City.
Hi, Kim.
We have Kyle,
Hi.
who's in Milwaukee.
Hey, Kyle.
Good morning.
And we've got Trev, who's hanging out with us from
What's up, Trev?
Yorkshire. He's in the UK. And we
And
may
us.
see a couple of, yes, and us, of course. We may see a couple of people pop up here as we go along. But they may ask some questions. You know, you guys get my attention.
Great.
And so, Bryan, let's start out with PureMatter.com and why you're here at the New Media Expo.
Great. Yeah, Pure Matter is a digital marketing agency. We're in Silicon Valley in San Jose. We work on integrated campaigns and do mostly digital campaigns for medium to enterprise size clients, working within a lot of social media and where that's heading. So that's become a main focus and a core focus for us. I'm here at the conference. This is my first conference actually at Blog World, and so I'm really excited to be here. I'm actually covering. I'm on press as part of CES, and I have a lot of friends here at the conference at Blog World at New Media Expo, and I'm just happy to be here. I'm just visiting all my friends and seeing what's going on.
Well, speaking of social media, as you can see, I mean, being on Google+, this is like social media at its on steroids, I think, because we're talking to these guys from all over the world. And Bryan, fascinating, your article that I was reading, it was 5 ways to master your digital body language. How do you master one's digital body language? How does that work?
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm really passionate about right now. I spent the last several years actually building a social following. I've got over 80,000 followers across all different social channels, and I really wanted to make sure that I could figure out how I could crack the code. It turns out there is no code.
There is none. All right, I'm still trying to figure it out.
But one of the things I really wanted to understand was, how does this thing work?
Yeah.
And how do we get social media to work for us and for everyone else out there that we want to connect with? And at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about, is connecting and really making that relationship happen. So looking at your digital body language is about looking at all of your just like you look at your own brand in person in the physical form, it's looking at your brand online and saying, okay, how am I being represented on each of my social channels, and how can I use that to express myself in the best way possible?
Okay. These guys here are very active in social media, obviously. And I know, Kim, you help build brands online as well. Do you have any comments or questions, you guys, for Mike?
Sure, I have.
You do?
I have questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Kim.
In looking at the metrics for social media, what are some of the tools that you would suggest to business owners to use in 2013 to kind of keep their thumb on the I guess the vein of their industry, to see where things are trending so that they can stay connected to their target customers?
You know, that's a really great question. There's no one tool that I use that really gives me everything that I need. There's not a tool also that I use that ends up being the tool that I end up using in the long term, because it changes so fast. It really depends on the category of what you're trying to accomplish. So let's start with social listening. Social listening has different variants of what you can do. Sometimes I'll use actually Twitter and Google and actually do a search and see what comes up. And then getting back to what you were asking about, I think really the tools out there that are doing a really great job is, on the enterprise level, is Adobe, IBM, and Radian 6. So if you're looking at listening tools on that level, then those are great tools to use. On the engagement side, you've got Hootsuite, Buffer.
We use Hootsuite,
Yeah.
and that makes it pretty easy.
TweetDeck. There's a lot of them out there. I flip between a lot of them depending upon what I'm trying to do and what the goal is. Usually I'll start with the objective of whatever the campaign is, and then I'll back in the right tools for the campaign.
Hey, Dustin, did you have a question too?
Yes, I was wondering, as CEO and as a writer and as a blogger, how on earth do you manage to keep up with the speed that technology is flying now? Because if you're trying to give people information, you've got to be ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Yes, I love wine. I love to drink. So that helps a little bit.
Wine is kind of the common theme in the internet and starting your own business. Yeah.
Yeah, so I love it. I'm so passionate about it that if I'm not doing something that I feel like I'm not trying to accomplish, learning about what's going on, and I feel like if I'm also dropping out, something's going to change on me. So I spend pretty much every waking hour trying to figure out what more I can do to take part. I love to write. I went to school for communications and writing, and that's one part of my passion there. And then from just a connection standpoint, getting online and talking with somebody is always there and accessible, right? And then the last thing is really just getting signed up, getting out there and signing up different tools and seeing who replies back saying you've been accepted for a beta, and then trying that tool out and seeing how it works and testing it. I think that's part of the fun as well.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. What are some of your expectations about with New Media Expo here while you're visiting?
Yeah, I'm really trying to figure out. I think that there's been kind of a, I hate to say this because social media is so exciting, and at the same time there's kind of this plateau that's been hit, and everyone's waiting for the next thing to happen within social media. How are we going to capture ROI within social media? I'm trying to figure that out. I think ROI is in different forms, and we can look at how we're going to figure out within a certain campaign, okay, what is it? Is it impressions? Is it unique clicks? What's the actual ROI that we're looking for? But how does that affect our bottom line? I think that's really what everyone, in my business, in our industry, is kind of, trying to report back to the CMO, and we want to see if we can't crack that code. So I'm listening. I'm trying to figure out where that is and how we can use that.
Excellent. Okay, guys. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with us, Bryan Kramer. You can check him out on purematter.com. And of course, check out the rest of the lineup here at the Media Expo. Bryan, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Appreciate it.
Next time. Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Bryan.